Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes in the Shed. Feels a bit weird saying that because I've literally just finished the last video. However, when you're looking at a video series, it'll make sense because I'm introducing a new video. Right, over to the bench. Okay, so I was going to call it a night, right? I was going to call it a night and then do some more tomorrow. But I couldn't resist it, right? I could not resist it. So I got the clutch center, undid the screws in there. I did use my impact driver because they're a bugger, right? And you do not want to lose a head on one of those and then have to, you don't want to, right? So impact driver, got them all loose, took all the screws out, took them out that side, then I took them out over the plate on that side. So that's out, 3 screws for it. This one's out. Now I'm just tapping using my plastic hammer. Alright, tapping that out. Oh, I missed one rubber. There we go. Alright, so that's the outside bit. Right, that needs a good old clean. So I'm going to be cleaning that very shortly. Then I've got the centre here. Alright, lovely. Alright, with the old rubbers in. Alright. Now you have to kind of remember where these rubbers go because they have to all fit properly. Let's just offer these up, make sure they kind of, yeah, so sort of go in that way. No, it's got to go that way, and it's got to go that way. So that'll go in there like that, and then that one will go in there like that. Oh. So they're going in like that, and then that one will go in. No, like that, and that one like that. I'm just going to set these out on the bench, then I know. That one in there, that one in there, that one there, that one there. That's how they go. Right, so now I can take these off. These are going to be, I mean, these are old, which means hard, and a bit kind of cooked. So we'll get them off. Like that. They'll go in the never going to use them again pile over there, which is getting bigger and bigger all the time. And that, oh yeah, there we go. All stuck together with bits of rubber. That needs a clean. So all these bits need a clean. Once I've cleaned them, we can put the rubbers in and put it back together. You know, take it apart, put it back together. That's what we do, isn't it? That's what we do. We take things apart, clean it, and put it back together. That's called restoration. So, right, I'm going to get all this cleaned up, and then I will come back on the camera, and we'll probably get it all sort of put together. Brilliant. Right, loads of clean parts. So, we've got to clean one of them. Very nice. We've got to clean one of these. Very nice. That goes in there, that goes in there, like that. This goes on the top there. Right, so that's how it's going to go together. But I've got to get some rubbers in it. Oh, now I've got it stuck right. But I've got to get some rubbers in it. So I need that hole full of those rubbers. Now, if I remember right, this is a hell of a fight to do. This is. Right, so that one goes. Does it go in there? Does it go like that? Let's have a look. I reckon it goes like that. So, let's have a crack at it, right? One of them in there. And one of them in there. Do you reckon it's easier to stuff the big rubbers in or the small rubbers in? Because obviously you're going to have to fight something in. And I don't know which is the best one to do. Don't know. So if I twist that round there, pull that in there, and that in So that's those that's those three in. Now I've got to get, oh god, that in there. Oh, I don't know how you make it fit. There must be a clever way of doing it. Must be. Not really sure what it is. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's just going to be a fight. I'm just going to have a massive fight with it, and there's no real way around that. So that goes in there like that, and then that on there, like that, and that. There really doesn't seem to be an easy way of doing it. Let's put them all on there first, because that feels like it should be a good way of doing it. I don't know if it's a good way of doing it or not. That one on there, and that one on there, like that. And then that one on there, that one on there. Maybe at that point then, I could just slide that over and hammer it, maybe. I don't know. You know, yeah, this goes on this side, so that's got to go in there. There's no way in the world that is gonna fit in any shape or form into there. Oh, I mean, even it just ain't. I can't remember how I did it last time now. Honestly can't. Let's take these out in the rough position where they're going to go in. Put that on in the exact position where it's going to be. I think I'm just going to have to get all lubey and a screwdriver out and just have a fight with it. I think that's the only thing I can do. Cue the music. Right, so I've got the rubbers in the clutch centre, so that is all done and ready to go. I've given it a little bit of a dress with a needle file all the way around, and now they are super smooth. I didn't take too much material off, just enough to smooth it out, get it all nice. So that's ready to go, all super clean and everything. Clutch basket's all ready to go. This plate, which closes out the back of the chain case, I've got a new seal for that there. So that goes on that way, so the seal's got to go in that way. So that goes in there. I'm going to put it in from that direction now, because that's going to be best. Oh, actually, it might just fall in by itself. Let's have a look. Oh, if only all seals went in like that, eh? We're in. In fact, went a little bit too far on one side. Seal in. Right, so that's done. That was easy. So that's ready to go on there. Need the gasket for it. It doesn't come with a new gasket in the gasket set. Bit disappointing. But I did degrease this original one. Don't know if it really needs one, to be honest. But I'm going to put one on just in case. I might put a bit of goo on there just to make sure it seals, because yeah, leaks coming out the back here. That's not very nice. So I'll do that. So I need to seal that on there. That's ready to go on. So clutch, center, drum, primary chain, clutch center, nut on the end of it, all there, kind of ready to go, which is very exciting. Yeah, lovely job. But before I can do any of that, can't do it yet because I haven't tightened up the sprocket nut. So I need to tighten the sprocket nut, which is a bit tricky when there's no way of holding that. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to wrap the chain around it, screw the chain to my bench, and then I can tighten it up. Right, cue the music. Right then, sprocket covers on, so that's on, seals on, lovely. So next is the clutch center. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Clutch center next. Obviously I've got this nice new one because I broke my old one, taking it out because I'm stupid. So that goes on there like that. It is on a taper, so what I'm going to do is just give it a little tap like that, just so it doesn't fall off. Right, that's nicely on now. Right, obviously when you bolt it all up, it pulls it all down anyway, but yeah, just don't want it to fall off. So make sure my screwdriver's clean. All right, I need to put the thrust washer on, and that's going to fall off when I try and do something, so I'm just going to stick it on with a bit of grease. Bit there. Bit of grease around there, bit of grease around there. So thrust washer sits on there like that. Lovely. Right, so now I've got to put the basket on to there with this ring of roller bearings, not ball bearings. I keep calling them ball bearings, not balls, rollers. These roller bearings in between this edge here and this edge here. So I've got to put that on, put those in without them all falling down. So you need like 4 or 5 different hands. And at the same time, I need to take this duplex chain here, there, and make that fit over that and sit on there and hold it all together at the same time. So I'm going to need a few different hands to make that happen properly. Oh, look at that new clutch. Oh, so excited. So I think it's going to take me a while and a bit of fiddling, so I think we'll cue the music again. Okay, so clutch basket is on, all the rollers are in, primary chain's on, and if I turn this, now pistons go up and down, which is lovely. Obviously no tension on the chain yet. And if I turn the kickstart, it's a bit heavy now, but if I turn the kickstart tell you what, I'll turn the kickstart with the kickstart shaft. Kickstart. So if I turn the kickstart, you can see the middle bit go round like that. which is great. So that's all in place. Next bit to go on is the clutch center with the new rubbers in. So that goes in that way. You know, these teeth go on that boss there. Now this is the bit I always make a mistake. Always make this mistake, right? And that's the reason there's 3 bolts sitting there. Because I put that on, and then I put the nut on, and then I go, oh no, because these bolts go through from this side like that. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put a dab of grease on, hold them in place a little bit. I think don't really need to, but a little bit of grease there, a little bit of grease there. I just don't want it to fall out. There. Right. So these go in here, like that, before you put it on. Otherwise, you have to take it back off and then put them on again. So that then, try not to knock any of the rollers out while I do this. That then goes in there. Oh, look at that. Looks like a clutch again. Ho ho. Brilliant. That goes on there. And then you've got this spacer ring, locking ring thing, which gets stuck as you try and put it in. Like that. And then the washer, locking washer jobby. You know what, I'm just going to put that on the nut first. Right on the nut. And then we can wind it in. The nut goes on there. You know what, I'm just going to bend that over just a touch, because otherwise it won't go in. There we go. Now it's going in. Right, so I need a socket for that, which is probably not that one. No. Can anyone remember what size it is? 1/2 inch Whitworth, if anyone wants to know. So that's got to go in there. Almost down. Oh, look, it's almost there. Almost. Right, so I need to tighten that up. Lovely. It's just, look at it. It looks like an engine again, rather than looking like a skeleton of tragic proportions. It now looks like a proper clutch. Fantastic. Right, so I'm going to tighten that down and then sort my plates out. So I'll actually put these back on now. I had to take them off. It was a bit tight getting the old chain in there. So just going to put those back on out of the way so I don't lose them. I'm at a point where there's a lot of stuff scattered on my bench still. Although not much. Most of it's on the engine now. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. So clutch plates next. I need to sort those out, and I need to clean up all the steel plates first. So I'll be back when they're ready. Okay, so I've got tea. All right, got a cup of tea, which makes everything better. And so I've tightened the nut. I've bent the tabs over on the washer to secure it. I tightened it. A lot of people bolt two old plates together because that then locks the clutch. I haven't got I haven't got a spare metal plate, so I just made this one with a tab on it. One seems to be enough to hold it, but yeah, you know. Obviously, I did face the issue that the engine turns, but on the other side, I've got a big spanner on the crank nut, so it couldn't turn. Anyway, right. So yeah, tighten that up. Oh, look at that. It's an engine that turns and everything. Right, so yeah, that's in. It's in the middle there. Brilliant. The bolts are in. We didn't forget them. Now, I've got the 6-plate clutch that was on it. These plates are a bit worn, so it need replacing, and the little tangy bits on them have had a right old kicking, and they're all burred over from that old basket. So I was going to replace these anyway. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll buy 6 new plates. But then I thought to myself, seeing as I'm spending a ridiculous amount of money on this engine, I've bought an upgrade. I've got a 7-plate LF Harris clutch upgrade. Do I need it? No. Will it be a million times better? I have no idea. Was it really worth the extra money? I don't know, but I was buying new plates anyway. And if someone made a 7-plate clutch, must be a reason for it. Must be cool. Must be trick, right? You got to have trick bits in it on your engine if you rebuild your engine. So, trick 7-plate clutch, which is here. With a 7-plate clutch, you need an extra metal plate. So it comes with an extra metal plate there. So now I need to figure out how it goes. Now, on the old ones, a friction plate used to go in first, which seems weird. You think, oh, friction plate sitting on those holes, but it doesn't move, right? Because the whole basket moves. So it's just the first one. So you're wasting one half of it, right? They're never going to wear. But I don't know how the Harris ones go. I'm assuming they go the same, right? So you put the friction plate in first. Look at how thin they are. I've measured them actually. They are when you put it all together, it's exactly the same thickness as the standard clutch. It doesn't stick out further, so they're obviously thinner plates. So I think that one will go in first. Then a metal plate. Then another one of these. Then a metal plate. Then another one of these. I'm going to do this 7 times, you know that. Metal plate. One of these. Metal plate. Be interesting to see if these metal plates wear down just on the outside. Who knows? Who knows? I've never tried one. I mean, give me a couple of weeks and I'll tell you how it performs. Could be amazing. Could be exactly the same. Who knows? But someone designed it. Must be a reason for it. And the reason must be it's better. Otherwise no one would have made it. That's my theory anyway. Right, metal, friction, and then you finish it off with the new metal plate from Harris. Oh, look at that. And it's absolutely cock on, same size as the old one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, so then pressure plate. Pressure plate goes on with the springs and the nuts for the bolts. Like that. But don't forget your clutch rod. doesn't really matter because I can put it in from the other side, all right, at the moment, because the gearbox isn't on. So if I do that, it's gone all the way through because there's no gearbox cover. Boop, there it is. All right, clutch rod has to go in. So that's the course adjustment for the rod on the end there. And these three bad boys go over the bolts like that and in the holes, and it goes on there. And then you get a DTI and check it's running true. Well, we can't really do that until it's in the bike actually. There we go. Harris 7-plate clutch upgrade. Whoa, whoa. I think it gives it another 64 horsepower. I can't be sure, I just read it on a forum. So, slurp of tea, upgrade. Oh God, upgrade. I wanted to get one of those really trick machined aluminium covers as well, but you got to draw a line somewhere, right? Got to draw a line, and my bank account's taken a bit of a kicking, to be honest. A couple of people have asked me about money, actually, about how much it costs to do one of these, and it's not cheap. I'll be dead honest, it's not cheap. I mean, I subletted the crank, main bearings, the bush bearing, small cam bushes, big ends, small ends, and the blasting, and the Calisbro valves and valve seats recut and valve guides. I subletted all that to Pat Seeger. I mean, all that work, 1,500 quid, yeah, ballpark, and a myriad of other small parts that all cost 10, 15, 20 quid each. Big long list of them, and you end up 2,000 quid in these engines. There's no way around it, right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff I didn't have to do. I didn't have to put a trick clutch in it. I didn't have to put new valves in, really. I could have reground my own valves. But there's a lot I didn't have to do, but it's my bike and I'm going to keep it forever, and I don't care. Love it. Right? So, I'm about 2 grand in 2024 prices. So, I need to get a screwdriver, a bit of pressure on those. Right, so that's done. So I need to tighten those springs up on that clutch, and then I think we can then move on to the rotor and the stator. So I will dig those out in a minute, and we'll put some music on, and we'll bolt it all on. Cue the music. Right then, so clutch compression plate is on. That's lovely. Don't it? God, it just looks like an engine now. You know, it's just makes you want to not put the cover on because it just looks lovely. But that won't be any good because you've got to oil the chain. So the rotor is on, magnetic rotor. I've put the nut on, torqued that up, put the folded the washer over, which holds it in place. That's all good. A lot of people neglect these rotors. These rotors are like a permanent magnet rotor to generate electricity by spinning inside your stator. And I think what a lot of people fail to realise is it's a permanent magnet, right? They do wear out. Magnets, permanent magnets like this, generally last about 100 years. And you've got to appreciate this engine is 60 years old, right? And if you've got a magnet that lasts 100 years, 150 years, that's half worn out. It's lost half of its magnetism, technically. I mean, the curve doesn't quite look like that, right? But the magnets get tired. And if you're struggling with electricity, sometimes weak magnets. Yeah, don't forget these. No moving parts, still wear out. So we've got the rotor on, we've got the clutch on, all that, yeah, everything right. Stator is next. Now this is where it gets tricky, right? There's a top tip I need to give you for when you put these on, and that is get some feeler gauges handy, right? Because when you drop that bad boy onto its 3 locating holes, what you don't want is it to be leaning on one side of this, and then you tighten the nuts up and it's pressing on it, because it drags on the engine, rubs on it, and does damage to both parts. So what you want to do is evenly space it around the rotor. There is a little bit of wiggle room. So what you do is if you put some feelers in it, not a brass one obviously, magnet ones stay on by themselves, but if you put some in like that and space it all out and then tighten the nuts, that gives you some confidence that you're going to clear it, right? Top tip there. The other top tip, right, and I said when I started doing these videos, if I messed up, I would tell you. And I've messed up, good and proper. The reason I've messed up is because when I put this on, the wire goes through the hole there, right, and then comes out the bottom of the engine. In that hole there, you have a little bit of pipe, which is this bit of pipe here, that bit there, and then the wire goes through it, and then this little rubber boot goes over the end of it. That screws into the crankcase hole at the back. You cannot get in there very easily with the clutch on, but you can't put this on until the clutch is on. So catch 22. What I should have done is I should have slid this pipe off the wire, took it off completely, put it into the engine, screwed it on, and then fed the wire through it. I didn't do that. Oh, am I kicking myself now? I didn't do that. So I'm going to have to do it the cock-ass awkward way of put this on, and then I'll sneak that in, and I'll see if I can get down, and it's going to be a pain. All right, I'm going to do it, but it'll be a pain. Not as much as a pain as taking all this off again, because that would be a pain. Right, so I'm going to have to, get creative with that. So we'll see how we're going to do it, but that's going on next. And then, no, it's not complete, no, because I need to put the primary tensioner on, which is here. Almost there, almost. Right, cue the music. Okay, look at this then. Right, now let's just move it around a little bit. Yeah, it's proper heavy now. Right, so it's you wait for it, right? This is lovely, right? I put the gaps in with my feeler gauges, everything turns lovely. It doesn't catch on anything, which is great. What else did I do? Oh, fed the wire through, managed to get the little pipe screwed up. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I would recommend putting that in first. So that's all on, caps on it, that's all done. This is ready for a cover. But I messed up, big time, big mistake, right? And the big mistake is the chain tensioner needs to be on a little spigot thing, which is here, and you can't put it on if the stator's in the way. So I need to take the stator off again to put the tensioner on. I'll do it in a minute, don't need to film it. I've just made a fool of myself again. So yeah, these are the mistakes we make, right? These are the mistakes we make. By the time I've done my 10th engine, I probably won't make these mistakes again. But yeah, I did. So for the chain tensioner, take off the adjuster bar, right? this bad boy here has got like a flat in it. You slide it in that way, turn it 90 degrees, like that, and then that slides in, and the flat on the peg thing sits in the middle of the hole, and it sits and it tensions the chain like this. You leave this off until you put the cover on, and then you can put this in through the hole in the cover and put it on, tighten it up, and when you tighten it up like that, it crushes the distance between there and there, bends this spring metal, lifts the chain, tightens the chain, and there's a hole in the casing. Well, actually you can go in through there, that hole, and feel the tension of the chain as you tighten it up. But I've got to take it off and then put it back on again. I'll do it in a minute. Anyway, so yeah, achievement. We've got the barrels on, we've got the pistons in, timing side's all done, clutch, generator all done, apart from it, it's not done, and I've got to do it again. Apart from that, it's done. All right, I've got a bit of wire sticking out, which is handy. I'm going to need that. I'm going to put that just over there for now. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to spin the engine round on the other side. I think we can probably lose the T-towel now because I've finished needing a super clean T-towel to work on. So I'm going to move all my tools over here. Get rid of the T-towel. T-towel has done its job. And then makes it easier to slide the engine round on the plastic. There we go. So other side of the engine, gearbox side. Next job is kickstart spring that goes in there. Let me just grab it. Sorry, obscuring the camera. How rude. Here's the outer cover. We've got the clutch mechanism here, springs. Clutch mechanism is there. Can you see that? Yeah. Clutch mechanism is there, which pulls up like that. That pushes the clutch in, which is the clutch rod, which I put in there. Then in this part here, you've got two springs that hold the gear position, the gear lever in its central position. And then there's like a teeth thing at the back of it which grabs the selector plate here and moves it backwards and forwards. So that's going on next. That'll be the next video. And the oil pipes. Might even put that cover on. Don't think we're going to need that off anymore. So yeah, we're getting very, very close. Very, very close. I'm going to put that on because I like to use the kickstart when we're setting it all up. Right? So, and I want to check the gearbox is all functional. So that's the next job. So, primary, chain, clutch, transmission, generator, timing, oil pump. Oh, it's looking really good now again. Really close, really close. So close, I'm making a couple of silly mistakes. So, I'm going to chill it down a little bit, take my time, gather myself. It's the excitement building for that first kick excitement. Anyway, right, okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.